live. We live.
We live.
Everybody good? Oh shit, that shit. God damn it.
Doing that shit.
Well,
That
I
with us a
forgot to turn
moment.
it off. That's all right. All right, we good? What cop boy? Oh, okay. All right, good. All right, shalom, shalom. Hey, you brothers come fill these spaces in, brother.
He on his way.
Oh, he on his way?
Yeah, but it's cool for now.
All right. Hey, shalom, shalom. We are the brothers of the Great Millstone, a branch here in Chicago. First and foremost, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash.
double honors unto the apostles, double honors unto the elder bishops. Salutations to all our fellow laborers that's doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so now more so than ever. Right, the would-be judges, the tabernacle of David, the 144,000. Right, chosen men by Yahweh Shai to be the ruling class government here on earth above all other people. That is the kingdom of heaven. That is what's coming. Right, and to the rest of the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners among the heathen nations, that have the appearance of the heathen nations. This is not a black only thing, right? And to the few Akwaf, meaning the sisters that are listening and learning to you, we say shalom. And we just gonna go with, hey, look, just be still, man. The Lord is working. All right. There's so much going on. So the whole world now has seen that incident on 75th, right on in Lakeshore, South Shore Drive. Now I pass through there almost every day. Okay, I'm very familiar with that area. Okay, and I know that for a fact there is no activity from any Trinidad Arago like they keep reporting. There is no activity with them at all. That's Lakeside folks and Terrortown.
There it is.
You ain't doing shit in Terrortown. All right, you ain't doing shit with them Lakeside folks over there. Ain't no Trinidad Arago doing nothing over there. It's all a lie and an excuse for Esau Edom to come with violence against the northern kingdom. So what he's going to do is he's going to use the ICE as a Gestapo against the northern kingdom, and at the same time, he's DJ Trump is trying to bring in the National Guard, which he's activating certain places to come against. And so what they're doing in the media is they're pushing a false narrative. That little bald head Steve, what's his name? Steve Miller. That little red piece of shit, that little cowboy is always talking big like he's tough. All right. You remember how on Benny Hill used to smack the little bald head dude on the head? Right. That dude, man. With his outright, blatantly racist terminology, he's basically calling you a bunch of niggas without saying it. All right. How these ghettos and we're going to take back our cities. And when all the reports are telling you this crime is down, and then all the statistics that I have, let's bring out some receipts. Somebody get Exodus 23:1 about the false report and any precepts that might go with it.
This is Exodus 23:1.
Damn, that brother's on it.
Gotcha. Thou shalt not raise a false report. Put not thine hand with the wicked to be an unrighteous witness.
So they're bearing unrighteous false witness. Being accusers of the brethren. Because right here, FBI data reveals that white men lead in America's most heinous crimes. All right. Now, when Uncle Charlie got murked by his own people, right, with the microphone and the projectile that came out of his neck, that was what you saw wasn't the entrance, that was the exit. He was, and you notice they want to downplay and not really talking about it no more. All right, and then, then there was never really a funeral. There was no autopsy. There's a lot of shit that don't make sense, man. Yeah, it's some weird shit, and it's like, yeah, but right, and he's speaking against them. That's because there was his. Because I believe that it was them that took him out because he was speaking against the Israelis. He was talking about opening up the Epstein files, and that to make America great again, we got to stop sending all this money to them and support them. He began to speak that way, and less than 2 weeks later, he was dead. Prior to that, he was their golden boy. All right, just some strange occurrences. I'm sure there's no relation between. It's just a coincidence that he spoke against a particular group of people, and now he's dead. You know? But there are these false reports that they just continue to put out and slander. All right, can we get that? Oh, here we go. Here, this was from Rebecca Jones, and I've seen quite a few brothers use this one. All right, I didn't have this one for over a week. But it says, despite making up only 28% of the USA population, FBI data shows that white men are 55% of the kidnappers, 56% of the rapists, 58% of the mass shooters, 59% of the child porn arrests, 62% of statutory grape pedos, 63% of prostitution solicitors, 68% of 1934 NFA offenders, 75% of incest perpetrators. So the truth of the matter is that white males, and I keep seeing these white nationalist Christians coming on with these talking points about how dangerous black people are and how dangerous Hispanic and brown people are in general. And if you notice, they're in line with a lot of Republicans are speaking that way. All right, and the Democrats are being quiet, and all the cities that they seem to be attacking are cities that have black mayors, so-called black mayors. Those are the cities that they want to send all these troops to, because if you got because you're not going to have a mostly Edomite population in most cases vote in a chocolate man. They're not gonna vote in a swarthy mayor. If you got, a larger population of Edomites, it's high. Most likely they won't do it. I'm not saying it can't happen, but more than likely it will not. Not in America. What you got, St. Benji?
Well, because the city he making Chicago the main city, but when you look at the actual murder rates,
well, all the crime in Chicago supposedly, according to statistics, went down.
Oh yeah, facts.
But they keep talking about how dangerous it is, and that this, that, and the other.
Chicago isn't even a top murder city.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not even a top murder city, and you were Jackson, Mississippi.
Damn.
Birmingham, Alabama, St. Louis, Memphis, Tennessee. I think Memphis is the only city that he sent troops to already. They mentioned Baltimore, Detroit, Cleveland, Ohio, Louisville, Kentucky, Indianapolis. And he ain't mentioned Indianapolis once. That's a red state. In fact, 6 out. Let me go back up. Let me go back up. You said something heavy on it, Malcolm. It says, what is that? I think 6 out of 10 states on here are red cities.
Wow. So, but he's not talking about that. Meanwhile, with all these numbers showing you that white males are the danger, he wants to send the troops. He wants to send the Imperial Army to where Jake is, man. So somebody get that Jacob's trouble, man, because it's here. And it ain't pulling back, man. Matter of fact, that info about them guys who set the trap for the ICE. And then I saw some image of a whole bunch of cops walking through. I think it was Inglewood. It was like they were walking through a Jake area, and it was about maybe 60 or 70 of them, and they were just marching through it. All right. And they had one vehicle going behind them. But I realized while I was watching them, that they had no rear security. Like in the Marine Corps, we never leave out, what I was taught. If we're all moving in the one direction, there's literally people that are at the end are literally turned to face the back. Yeah, exactly. They were just walking forward. So anybody could have just let them walk into a trap and just get circled behind them. distract them in the front, and then while they go all running up to the front, just get them from. I was like, damn, these guys really just.
They're not worried about these niggas.
Well,
They're
not
gonna
yet.
do shit. Yeah.
Not yet. But that sort of stupidity. But I tell you try pulling that in some of the redneck areas, them good old boys gonna get you.
Yeah.
They're gonna let you walk down to the
A
killing
lot, a
zone.
lot of these ICE agents are regular just citizens, man. Like a cop. Like a fucking cop, man. With less training than a cop, that's crazy. But this proves that Revelation 12 is real, man. I believe in Revelation 12.
Yeah, 12 and 10.
Proves that they're brethren. Because 6 out of these 10 states are red cities. All right? These are cities and red states. And that's not being mentioned. Yet they point the finger at Jake. Oh, we're taking the country back, doing this, doing that. Which,
And a lot of Edomites are signing on to it. Yeah.
yeah.
And it's like, well, but it's your son.
And also,
They just shot up the
guns. Who guns are registered? Who do you think they're really going to get? They don't get your ass, Esau. Egyptian versus Egyptian is real. They're going to get Jake. They're going to get God, Jacob Trump. But you Edomites are fuck, man. What they want to do, take away your second amendment.
Oh yeah, they definitely gonna do that. And you notice too that there's just as many Edomite immigrants here that are here illegally.
Yeah.
But within the Ukraine, within the Ukrainians, within the Polish, Czechoslovakians, you know, I told the story yesterday how Pat, this Irish dude I know, went to inspect some building. You know, he was inspecting it because he worked for the city. So he was going in to inspect something, and he walked into this dark building with that big bright ass flashlight. It's like a spotlight. He turned on the spotlight, and it was like 30 Polish guys in there hiding from ICE. And he literally told them, "Nigga, y'all white. What y'all? They ain't looking for y'all." Because the dude was like, "Please don't tell them." You know, he's like, "Bro, ain't nobody looking for you. Stupid ass out of here."
Right. I got that scripture for you.
Go ahead, brother.
It's Jeremiah 30:7. It says, "Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it." And in the NLT it reads, "In all history, there has never been such a time of terror. It will be a time of trouble for my people Israel, yet in the end they will be saved."
Man. So you think of the most chaotic, violent movie that you've ever seen.
Or time.
And right, you know, and you know, I can think of some pretty disturbing movies, man. That, you know, the season 4, 5, and 6 of The Walking Dead, you know, and to think that something could be worse than that,
Right.
Because, you know, a lot of people didn't watch it. I know I wasn't in the beginning because I thought it was damn another zombie. Where, you know, we got oversaturated with zombie shit since the 80s.
Right.
All right. But, you know, what made me start watching it was a conversation I had with my son. And he broke some shit down to me. He said, "No, Dad," he said, "it ain't about the zombies. It's about the people. How the people, you know, going against each other, trying to survive, take each other's shit." And I was like, "Damn." And that's
check it
what,
out.
yeah, so the zombies was just an extra problem. You know, the real problem was other people.
Militias.
Yeah, so the people that got to right, the people who that found saw them lights on at night, and then them niggas coming for y'all.
Right. That's that.
Right, they coming for your food, your water, and your women.
That's 2nd April 15.
You know, so it got pretty wild, man. And then you had the people who they weren't coming for your food and your water. People, they were just coming for you because you were the food. You had them niggas out there too, armed to the teeth.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
So it's gonna get crazy. So you think of all that, all them different scenarios, all just balled up in one. Plus lawlessness. No, there ain't no 911. All right. It's gonna, man, and these women. Ooh,
That's it.
yeah, boy.
That's why the scriptures talk about it's high time to wake out of sleep. All right. And serve Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So in that day, he can guide you, he can lead you, he can provide for you.
If you don't have a man of the Lord, I'm gonna give you some advice. Keep 2 jars of Vaseline on you at all times.
Bam.
To make it a little bit easier.
Bam.
All right, just saying. Keep that Vaseline, that KY on. Right, so you already know what time it is. You just when they grab you, you just hand them the jar. Just hand them the right, and just say please. Right.
I can't stop
Yeah.
it.
Right. I know I can't stop you because you please use this.
What's the fun in that?
I'm gonna say that's like
Smack
smacking
it
out
out
of their hand.
No, but yeah, but you know what? For a lot of you, I'm not gonna shed a tear for you. A lot of you gonna get your just desserts.
And look, yeah, but,
You know, right? Hand claps. Yeah, a lot of you gonna get what you just deserve. The things you done to these men, this men in jail, locked up dead. You know, financially destroyed. Yeah, a lot of you women have done a lot of wickedness, and especially you Judite women who sided with the enemy and helped destroy your own men.
Right.
it's a chick I know she is like she proud, and she gonna put on her story. Oh, you better watch what you saying because God is listening. It's you the one who need to be watching what you saying. It's like, but it just shows you the pride, man, the pride of how they are, man. And hey, that judgment got to come. It has to come for them, man. They don't get it. They don't understand that. Hey, you need a man of the Lord to get delivered. Ain't no other way of being delivered, you know.
Well, because they don't read the Bible.
Exactly.
They believe in Christianism, which has done nothing but lie to you, and they think that if you all you need to do is call on JC and you're gonna be good, and that's not the case. I found another receipt here, and this one says that and the 29 Americans in 2023, all right, were killed by an immigrant. Almost 9,000 were killed by white males. So who's the real problem
Exactly.
here? Who's the real problem? But you don't see Steve Miller or none of these right-wing racist pastors talking about their own problem. See, we live in a society where the media has to always distract from white male destruction and chaos, and make the face of it here's a mine, or some Spanish-speaking dude, man. All right, just bearing false witness continually, nonstop, man.
Yeah, but that's why these curses that were going out is passing them as well. In the process, because they got bad at our process. I had scripture. This was what happened to Esau above bearing false witness. It's Proverbs 19:9. A false witness shall not be unpunished. And he that speaketh lies to perish. So that's what you got to look forward to at the end of all this.
Yep.
I'll back you up. This is Psalms 9:12. When he maketh inquisition for blood, he remembereth them. He forgetteth not the cry of the humble. So the Lord's inquiring about that blood. See, you're not going to be able to hide it, man. You know, the scriptures talk about how the earth shall disclose her slain, man. It shall no more hide her slain, man. So you could skew these numbers and all that, but the Lord knows.
That's why they want to doctor up and revise history. And rewrite history is that it's one, because I got to do a response to it with some pastor saying, you would be living in grass huts if it weren't for us. Niggas, it was castles in North Africa and throughout Africa before you crackers came. Okay? So stop. Just stop with it, man. Bro, regurgitating that same hateful rhetoric that they came up with in the 1800s, man. All that all the shit that came behind Johann Blumenbach and Darwinism. And when they started, creating all this monkey people and, all this other bullshit. When the fact of the matter is, pale people will look more like monkeys than niggas. Right? Monkeys don't have thick lips. They got no lips. All right? Y'all the ones walking around like this. Looking like fucking monkeys. That's why, everybody, because that's why they go out and get them, get their lips done and shit. Right? And you could tell when on an Edomite woman when her lips have been done and when they actually hurt. And the ones that actually got lips, you might want to check your genes. But there's something going on in there's something going on that you're not aware of.
Because that comedian Godfrey was making fun of him. He was like, "Yeah, you guys are monkeys, man." He said, "You got the thin lips, you got small rods, you got the fucking the skin. The hair under their skin is pink. You motherfuckers is that." And then they talk about Neanderthals, and then you're the only motherfucker supposedly that, even according to your own science, that has Neanderthal DNA. They glorified. That's because you're the woodwolves. Right. You're the, what do you call it? The wild men.
They're the wild men of the Dark Ages and the medieval time. And then they try, and what they do is they try to blend that history, because I just saw something. I got to do a lesson with it. I saved the evidence, but basically some scientists just dug up a bunch of black Vikings and showed that they were So the evidence just coming out, and I keep telling you, look, you make all these television shows, The Last Kingdom, Vikings, and they love that Viking shit, man. Yeah. And the truth of the matter is that Vikings weren't white people. The Irish weren't white people. The actual Scottish people and the people in Eurasia, the part of Europe that you call, the part of Asia that you call Europe, those were all brown melanated people, man. And there's too much evidence to prove that. You're the people that live there now that came there in the Renaissance. All right? St. Vincent killed you with that letter, with that Ben Franklin letter. Paragraph 24 is a monster. You can't take that back. I'm surprised they ain't just scrubbed it off the internet by now. But it matches up. Yeah, but it's too late. But it matches up with secular history. It matches up with biblical history. It matches up with too much evidence that we presented, showing you that during the time of the Dark Ages and the medieval time, Negroes were ruling all of Europe. All the Robert the Bruce, and King James. Those were all so-called black men.
Can I play this real quick?
Absolutely, brother.
This is Neil deGrasse, right?
Turn that fan on, Bobby. Shut.
Yeah, button on the bottom.
I got a small speaker if you want to hook up to it.
You should have been off of that, brother. Hook it up to it. Then when you have to turn shit off. I have one. I don't know what mine is. I left one over here.
But that's it.
That ain't mine, brother. I don't know who that.
You gotta make it.
You gotta link it up to your phone.
Mine tried to hook up.
Yeah, but why they getting that?
Well, why they get that? You go ahead, brother.
Yeah, why they getting that? I was just gonna say, because Job 9:24 says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, and it says of the wicked how he's a liar and the father of it, right? And he's in power right now. Matter of fact, in this Micah chapter 2 verse 1, it says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it." Right? What do they practice? Evil. Part of evil, lying, deceiving. Right? It says because it is in the power of their hand. You see? But those that's about Yahweh Shem Yahushua, which is the elect of the nation of Israel. All right. The scripture says that we, should not be deceived. Wait, how did it go? Right. Will not be. We're not ignorant of Satan's devices. We're not ignorant of his devices. We're not ignorant of his ultimate agenda, right? Of a new world order and wickedness, right? A new world order, all right? A one world government in wickedness, all right? Complete with everybody chipped with that MOTB, okay? And so they're gonna, gradually, get to that so people can accept it, right? And that's where you get that, pressure from above, pressure from below, order out of chaos, right? And they engineer the chaos.
Order ab chaos.
Order ab chaos.
Which means order out of chaos.
Mm-hmm. All right, and this is their ultimate agenda. All right, but we're hipping you, all right, to the agenda, all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right.
The Galilean dialect.
Yep.
Basically, you create a problem, right? Then you watch the reaction, and then you come with your solution.
Yep. Your solution that you had.
That you already had ready, because you can pretty much guarantee, you can guide people to where you want them to go, and already have what you want them to have, because you've already controlled the narrative of what they're thinking. And
the people wouldn't accept, all right, your ultimate agenda
without the chaos that you created. And
it's going to be no normality out here, and people going to want that. It's just like a few years ago during that time, the shutdown, and everybody had to be in the house. I want to go outside. You know what I'm saying? I want to go outside. So they wanted to get back to some type of normality.
And look at the chaos that they've created just in the last 5-6 years alone. You went from lockdown to your borders being overran,
Yep.
which was all a plan to get to where we are now.
Right.
They let those people come in and get comfortable just so they could act divorce the imperial forces and their imperialism and their racism and their hate so they could do it. That was the real reason why they brought them here.
That's it.
That was their reason. We know the Lord brought them here for judgment.
Mhm.
But Esau's reason was to bring them here so that he can do it just same way when he did 9/11 to himself
Right.
and blamed it on other outside people
Yep.
just so they can enact the Patriot
Get
Act
all
and
of-
get
get
around
all
the
of
law of the land.
Yep.
And basically all these defense businesses have activated in contracts and all this extra money, all right, and controlling people, right, taking away your rights, all right, and now fast forward it, they're doing the same thing all over again.
That's it.
And so, like before the cameras went on, ICE has been put together to be the new imperialistic army for totalitarian rule, but it's dystopian rule where the rule of law is gone. And what I mean by the rule of law is the law of the land, so that the citizens don't have any inalienable rights. They're taking your rights away.
Right.
They're making the Constitution non-void. And I've been saying for years that for the last 5 years, I've been saying in a lot of lessons and live on camera that it's two things left stopping Esau. And that's the Holy Bible and the Constitution, and they're trying to do away with both at the same time.
It's the same thing in Europe. You know, they let all the Arabs come and run through Europe, and now we saw through the spirit. You know why? But now it's showing why they did this, because what's next? The chip. Now they can say, if you don't want to do, if you live in South Shore and you a nigga, you don't want us to come and run through your buildings, we'll get these digital chips. All right? But we can get this shit in you. It's what they're doing in Europe. Well, you want to work, we got to make sure we had it so we can't be fraudulent and people stealing identities and all this. We can know you really belong here. Get these biometrics. All right?
Yep. Problem, reaction, solution.
Yeah.
So the solution is the MOTB, just like
Yeah, so you Edomites, you're gonna take it because what? Well, we got to do something tied to ruling our country. So you're gonna be willing. Now this is
what is going to be tied to the chaos and all the death when the racial stuff kicks off. They're gonna try to bring back normality.
Right.
These people gonna be like, well, I don't want to kill my white friends. Well, I don't want to kill my nigger friends. You know,
well, get them to get a chip.
well, get a chip and we won't have to kill you, nigger.
Nigga,
Hard ER.
nigga.
Go ahead.
Rob, if you called someone Neanderthal, that was an insult. Like they're still evolving Neanderthal, and they all went extinct anyway. Do you realize that the most racist scientific community ever were 19th century anthropologists? They're the ones that said that white male humans were at the top of the evolutionary ladder, and blacks and everybody else were lower, still evolving, closer to the apes, and all of this. So watch what happens. In the 1990s, the world found out that Europeans are between 1% and 3% Neanderthal, and Africans are 0% Neanderthal. So in the 1990s, research papers started coming out talking about how creative and imaginative Neanderthals must have been. A complete facelift of the Neanderthal. Old timers.
So there you go. It shows that Esau's a fucking liar. The devil the Bible speaks of, he deceived the nations, but he's the base man.
Right.
The 13th tribe tells you this is why they call Caucasians. I never understood this in the world. One day I called some Caucasian a white person. I'm gonna say, don't call them white. They Caucasians. I never understood that until I got to the fucking truth. Because after they got ran into the caves during the Dark Ages, or during the Byzantine Empire, or you call it the Eastern Roman Empire, or you call it the Holy Roman Empire. All those are the same thing. All right, those Edomites got ran into the caves, man.
Forced up there.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, like the prophecy say, they was ran away as a thief. And then what did
Somebody
they do?
hold that.
They turned into fucking cave, what we know as a caveman. Grunting, all right, it's described in the book by one of their own, drinking out of the skulls of their ancestors, picking lice out their head, like fucking monkeys.
Watch the movie Quest for Fire. Right. All right. They'll try to tell you that was 10,000 years ago. No, nigga. That was during the Dark Ages. That was less than 1,000 years, right around 1,000 years ago, man. All right. That was Quest for Fire wasn't 10,000 years ago. It was about 1,000 years ago. All right. On your belly you went. Okay. And the name that they're called, the scientific name that they gave themselves or that they called them was troglodytes.
Yeah.
That's the caveman, a cave dweller. That's what Caucasian means, cave dweller. And your first cave home was Mount Seir, the Caucasus Mountain,
Yeah.
Petra, which is a damn tourist attraction today.
And you got the same damn Roman columns, your favorite infrastructure. All right, you had the same columns on those caves.
That's right.
The original cave.
Cut right into the side of the mountain, and at the top,
eagles.
and the tops of them are eagles. All right.
So easy a caveman could do it.
And it looked just like California too. I seen it here. It looked just like fucking California.
Who got that joke?
This is
Job 30, I'm starting at about 3. For want and famine, they were solitary, fleeing into the wilderness in former time, desolate and waste, who cut up mallows by the bushes and juniper roots for their meat. They were driven forth from among men.
And then see, that's probably why I don't like gin. Gin, the number one ingredient in gin is juniper roots. Juniper. Go ahead.
They cried after them as after a thief, to dwell in the cliffs of the valleys, in caves of the earth and in the rocks. Among the bushes they braved under the nettles. They were gathered together. They were children of fools, yea, children of fools, yea, children of base men. They were violent than the earth.
So basically, the Lord, and what they show you in that that one Planet of the Apes movie, they basically took away their cognitive skills.
Yeah.
You know, that's what the Lord did to you. You know, and it shows you that that same thing happened to Nebuchadnezzar. That he was a model for what the Lord did to you, and you know, and right now the Lord is taking away he's doing it again. He's taking away. He's just becoming a brooding ugh. What you call Trump Biff. This is a fucking meathead.
That nigga
Man.
Biff.
Is there no wisdom in teaming, man? Is there? Because none of this shit, you know, like the stuff the elders bringing out, man. None of this stuff the numbers ain't adding up. If we get to the point where he just gonna hit you in the head, man, with a damn. He just going back to the caveman.
Right. So all of a sudden, my man made me laugh. You know, all of a sudden, how brilliant the Neanderthals must have been when you did the whole thing of how dumb these motherfuckers were. And that's they're extinct because of their stupidity. Wow, these motherfuckers was dumber than niggers. You know? And now all of a sudden, oh shit. Oh, Edomites, white people got, you know, Neanderthal DNA. Oh, well, they must have been great. We made a mistake. Right. So there you go, trying to revise history again. All right.
Hey, Salak, another thing they do, they make these Sasquatch movies. Over the Sasquatch movies, even though it's a different creature itself, they use those Sasquatch movies to say they the caveman. Come in that movie on Harry and the Hendersons, they say, hey, don't kill him.
Yep.
He just like us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the wood wolves. When you see them, they are hairy hair.
Distant brother.
Yeah. Well, when you look at Nebuchadnezzar, it said his
Hair,
yeah.
nails.
Yeah. You know.
He went on about the animal.
That movie Sasquatch came out last year. It was really about their ass being the hairiest caveman.
I got a quick precept. It's on Nahum 3:1. It says, "Woe to the bloody city! It is full of lies and robberies to prey upon the blood." And like I was saying, all these lies, these robberies they did, they still this bloody man to this day, and they never went away. And they still got to get destroyed for that shit. Because you know that woe means destruction. So hey, they gonna get their due diligence because hey, you reap what you sow, and you sowed up all these wickedness and these lies to the people, trying to say that we came from monkeys and all that bullshit. Like y'all said, man. And this is science that the world ate up. And that's how you know this man is the devil the Bible speaks of. Revelation 12 makes clear that the old serpent, the devil, is the Romans. Right. And of course, that beast who deadly wound was healed. It's those same people. All right. So now we fast forward to now. This devil wants to deceive the nations. And he will come out of Gog and Magog. And can you read that, brother?
This is Revelation 20. I'm starting at verse 7. And when the 1,000 years expire, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea.
And so, Salaki, but I just want to land back on you. When I told you get paragraph 24, because they came out of that 1,000 years, and that 1,000 years that when they came from out of the pit, when they came from that lower state That was the Renaissance. Well, what was happening between that time? All right, because I want you to continue with that, but I want you to go to that letter right now, because we're basically, when we tell you that so-called Negroes were ruling all of Eurasia and Asia, all right, during the time of the Byzantine Empire, all the way up until the Renaissance.
Yeah.
All right, that's what was ruling. So like this bones that they just found, all these graves with all these black Vikings, you can't get around that. All right, like there was two sets of white, black. So they said the Vikings are coming. Which ones? The white ones or the black ones? No. There was, and so I keep telling you, you were not the Irish, you were not the Scots, you were not the Brits. All right, you were not the Vikings, you were not the Anglo-Saxon. As much as one of my favorite shows ever is that damn The Last Kingdom. That's one of my favorite series. But aesthetically, it's all a lie.
You weren't the original Romans. You weren't the original.
None of that.
You weren't the original Egyptians.
That's right.
All right. Cleopatra may have been an Edomite, a so-called white woman, but that was not the original. Man.
Exactly. She was a so-called Edomite.
100%.
I mean, a so-called white woman. But
it's a bunch of.
Yeah, it was but those were, you got it. But they're counting the history from the time of the Ptolemies. Now that you mention it, I got to show the receipt. I gotta show the receipt, because this receipt is not even 2 months old yet.
You dumb niggas are confusing Cleopatra the movie with Cleopatra the goddamn Edomite.
Right, because she was a so-called white woman. She was a so-called black. But this guy right here, all right, with my LA accent, this nigga right here, cuz. This nigga right here, cuz. No, this nigga right here, all right. They just dug him up about 6-7 weeks ago.
That's right.
About 6-7 weeks ago, 3,000-year-old pharaoh, man. All right, ain't no getting around it. They just dug him. So this guy right here just destroyed a lot. This destroyed the 10 Commandments. This destroys everything about the Ish people over in the land of Israel. How do they plan it? Because I don't know, how what was BB Milkowski walking around the house of Pharaoh? All right, they just dug this up. All right. So Cleopatra came after that, when after Alexander conquered and Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, took over Egypt.
Yes.
When he took over that part of the world, and he was taking over Asia, renamed a portion of it Europe. All right.
Yeah.
And so this letter, someone get that in he said the earth shall bear witness. What's the one I'm looking for?
I got one back.
Truth shall spring forth.
Truth shall spring forth out the earth. All right, and then this is evidence of that when he's going to read it. This is as well.
Can I back you up real quick?
Yes, sir.
This is Wisdom of Solomon 2:16. We are esteemed of him as counterfeits. He abstaineth from our ways as from filthiness. He pronounces the end of the just to be blessed, and maketh his boast that Yahweh is his father. So that's why he's mad, because the truth is coming out.
He made the boast that he's the people of the Lord, and when he's not.
Yeah, he's
and the fucking world knows it.
Right.
These people just have so much power over the media right now. They're still trying to suppress the inevitable, what the world knows.
Yep.
You'd be amazed how, just in general conversation, people would start talking about the little hats and saying, and they're not the people of the Lord, and they're not the ancient Israelites. I done heard white people just out of nowhere just say it.
A white woman was at camp, Taj, you remember this? A couple weeks back, a white woman pulled up in a van. Oh yeah, a little minivan. Like probably was y'all fit and whatever feels. And she agreed, like she had a whole little quick rant and shit. Yeah. Everybody's against these fucking what's the new term for them?
The little hats.
The little hats, man.
Tiny tops, little hats.
Curly fries.
All right.
So y'all
She was going in for a good minute too. But you know that light right there stayed for a good minute. So she was just like, yeah, y'all the real people.
Everybody knows at this point, man. All right. But let's bring out those scriptures in the
colonizers.
This Psalms 85:11. Truth shall spring out of the earth, and righteousness shall look down from heaven.
Right. So they just dug up those black Vikings. They just dug this guy up, this Pharaoh. All right. And so the evidence is just overwhelming as to what's really going on versus what have been told the lies. And and I just want to smack the face of these lying ass Edomite pastors that keep coming with this racist, with this racist rhetoric about how violent and dangerous we are, and And then we'd be living in grass huts if it wasn't for them and all that sort of bullshit.
Lies.
What
No,
about
you would have
Mexico?
damn people living in the
Right.
woods and in fucking huts and in caves.
Bringing
and
up
shit.
the
Hey, but y'all do it right now. You got
That's it.
money and y'all want to go mountain climbing and hiking and roughing and shit.
And be dying out there too.
Yeah.
Dumbass trying to. Why you want to climb it? No, I'm just gonna prove I don't need a rope.
Right.
I fall to your damn stupid ass.
Hey, remember the nigga that jumped in the sand?
Oh, yeah,
Oh yeah, that's one of my favorites. Yeah, that's one of my favorites right there.
And then people were mad. Why are you making fun of his death?
because
No, he was proud enough to go out alone to a sand pit to quicksand
And film it.
and show you how I can survive this, and I'm gonna show you how to
Oh, yeah,
survive.
that dude.
Yeah, and nigga, you could have brought a homie with you with a rope,
Just in case.
right? But he go right, exactly. But he was just proud. He jumped in there, and the dumbass look on his face, and he recorded his own death. And then all of a sudden, you saw the disgust and the fear when he realized,
Uh-oh.
oh shit, I
Oh,
can't
shit.
get out of here. And then that nigga went under.
You know, right, right.
Teary-eyed and scared. He went under. And the counter just got quiet. And then niggas were watching and laughing at his ass. And the Edomites was mad. How dare you guys? You know?
Oh, yeah, so in one situation, and Edomite fucking climbing in the cave through the
Oh yeah, the cavern. The caverns. He got stuck
Got stuck
and suffocated and died. Yeah,
Left for hours and died.
and died. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a horrific and scary thing, man.
Man,
Yeah,
literally.
Start just climbing into a dark ass cave. You just want to crawl in the dark until you end up fucking face down and can't come back up. Blood rushing to your head, fucking bugs and shit starting to bite you.
And they do that too.
They like, well, nigga, you gonna die anyway. We might as well start. You know?
Seriously, that's what the
Yo,
Lord's doing
dumbass.
to Esau now. Like but since he's cast into a net by his own feet, man.
Hey, brother, I'm holding that.
Oh
Man.
shit!
All right, well, go ahead.
This is
Silaki, brother.
the 24th paragraph, which leads this Benjamin Franklin. He says, which leads me to add one remark that the number of purely white people in the world is proportionally very small. Obadiah, the first chapter, man. But yet now, fast forward, they tell you they're the majority, which is bullshit.
They're still the minority.
Yeah, they fake their numbers. They have an acronym for it. It's called MENA. It's Middle Eastern North Africa. And that's meaning they use those people when they come to America. They classify them as white on the census. All right? That's the acronym to help you remember. MENA. All right?
And guess what? We're the ones that fit that.
That's right.
That's where we're from. And then we had our people who were here. And even the ones who were already here still came from Western Asia. All right, but go ahead, brother.
All Africa is black or tawny. Asia chiefly tawny. America exclusive of the newcomers. Only so, meaning that the original Americans, all right, are tawny, dark brown,
I'm Tony.
color.
light
Right.
brown,
Human.
different shades of brown. Okay? When they said red, for one, you look at a red horse as brown. All right, to get brown, you use red as well. But also, they will call them red face because they used to wear that war paint.
Right.
If you put on red clay, you can blend in the woods more.
Yep.
Okay, depending on the area. Sloppy. And in Europe, the Spaniards, Italians, French, Russians, the Russian icons been popping up more and more. And Swedes are generally of what we call a swarthy complexion, as are the Germans also. The Saxons only, and they're not the real Saxons either. All right, they don't come from Isaac, man.
Actually, they come from Isaac. They don't come from Jacob. So they're not the angelic
They
sons of
counted-
Isaac.
what I mean by that, they're not counted the seed.
Come.
Just like Romans 9.
No, but I'll let them have it. They actually are Saxons. What they're not is you're not the angelic sons of Saxons. So there's a difference.
Not Anglo-Saxon.
Come.
The Saxons only accepted who with the English make the principal body of white people on the face of the earth. I could wish their numbers were increased, and while we are, as I may call it, scouring our planet by clearing America of woods, and so making this side of our globe reflect a brighter light to the eyes of the inhabitants of Mars or Venus. Why should we, in the sight of superior beings, darken his people? Why increase the sons of Africa by planting them in America.
That also proves how they worship all these other gods. Like that clip, I'm gonna send that to you too, St. Benji, of that Rosh Hashanah celebration that was going on in that synagogue with that woman leading, and literally telling you about that they believe in human sacrifice and that the different gods that they pray to allow it, showing you that these people are not the people of the Lord. There's only one book. That's that Jayism. That's that Talmudism. The Bible, there's no other book for the people of the Lord than the Bible. So the fact that they use a whole other book is evidence of their fraud. Okay, but go ahead, continue, brother.
Why increase the sons of Africa by planting them in America? And we have so fair an opportunity by excluding all blacks and tawnies, of increasing the lovely white and red. White and red, Esau was red all over like a hairy garment. But perhaps I am partial to the complexion of my country, for such kind of partiality is natural to mankind. He told he was a racist, meaning he was for his race.
For his race.
All right, he was for his race, and everybody else is brown. The whole world is fucking brown, man. Period. Dark brown, light brown, to look almost looking yellow brown, but all brown, man. Esau Edom has the mark of Cain, man. That's why he has no melanin. That's why he's white or red, like the scriptures say. What it said in Leviticus, reddish, whitish. Yeah. All right, that's leprosy. When you look up the word for mark in Leviticus, so I look up the word for plague. One of the definitions is mark.
Right.
They have the mark of Cain, which is the loss of melanin, man.
I saw that.
They're the eyeball of the planet, man. And that's why the earth rejects them. You know, the creation is rejecting this devil, man. Sun don't agree with him. Sun kicking your I don't know how you gonna. It's gonna take spiritual power for you to survive that slavery you about to go into.
That's it, because you're gonna be feeling like a stick.
God damn.
Yeah, I know.
No sunscreen.
I know this one chick, because I had to do a gig over the summer, and she's like, "Yeah, I got third degree burns from the sun."
Damn, that's
third degree fucking burns.
And if I'm not mistaken, and over there in Israel, I think they got the highest
skin cancer.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So you mean to tell me these motherfuckers who was slaving in Egypt?
I think in Australia too, they got cancer.
You niggas don't. Yeah. You don't even look right riding a camel, man. Come on, man. Right.
Man, they trying to fuck the camel shit.
All right, man.
I got a scripture. I was holding this, and it was going back to when but it's just the nature of Esau. This is Job 49:14. I've heard a rumor for the Lord, and an ambassador is sent unto the heathen, saying, "Gather ye together, and come against her, and rise up to the battle. For lo, I will make thee small among the heathen, and despised among men." Everybody hates Esau Edom for what Esau Edom is doing. They're just tied up in your money, and they need you because all this world systems were set up by Esau conquered the world. But everything they've done was by fraud. Everything he's done was by lies, deceit. All right. It says, thy terribleness have deceived thee, and the pride of thine heart, O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, that beholdest the height of the hill. Though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle, I will bring thee down from hence, saith the Lord. Also, even shall be a desolation. Every one that goeth by it shall be astonished, and shall hiss at all the plagues thereof, as in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah, and the neighbor cities thereof, saith the Lord. No man shall abide thee, neither shall a son of man dwell there. Right? That's your fate, Esau, for your lying, for your stealing, your killing. And now the elder's showing a picture of Truth's pulling out somebody, some other Jakes out.
In 63rd and Carson.
Right.
There's also the one I just tried to send you, of them. They had the Jakes come out and build the roof.
Right. I saw that.
Then the contractor called ICE on them. So
you have to pay. That's how wicked they are.
So they didn't finish doing all the work. He's like, y'all done? Yeah. He go.
Let's wrap it up.
You come get their ass now.
Right. And that's
so they
wicked,
stuck up
man.
on the roof watching all the ISIS standing around the ground waiting for them.
Yeah,
That's some you dirty red mother.
That's right. But that's what you're dealing with. That's the spirit of Esau Edom.
Yeah.
All right. He's John 8:44. He's a devil and he's a liar. All right. He's a liar and the father of it.
That's why over there in Mexico, they're destroying their shops. They're kicking a lot of those Edomites out.
Yes.
Scripture says you're going to be chased out of the world, man.
That's it.
That's it. And small among the heathen. Hey, you got low ass birth rates, man. You know, you too busy. You know, the men too busy sleeping with each other. You got too much going on. You're not having babies, man.
That's right.
You got the opioid epidemic. See, the Lord's doing away with you. That's why you see Esau putting these irreversible legislations in place to basically help what would be their next generation.
Ain't no next generation.
But it's over for you, man. You're what is called insolvent, whether financially insolvent or by numbers, man. You're fucking through. And like the Elderman Vintage just said, man, the majority of the earth you're outnumbered, man.
Hey, Lord used you for a purpose.
Now your purpose is
Now
right.
your purpose is for the Lord has more use for you, damn.
You're a throwaway pistol. Yeah. Hey, how's the hammer of the earth? How's the hammer of the earth broken asunder, man? Yeah, he the throwaway pistol. What dude said? He said, "Leave the gun, take a cannoli." Yeah, that was good, fella.
I got a
You
piece.
knew-
Okay.
No, I'm done.
I thought it was a pause.
I'm sorry.
It's Isaiah 33:1. Mostly that's spoilers, and thou was not spoiled.
That's right.
And there was treacherously if they dealt not treacherously with thee.
Right.
When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled.
That's it.
And when thou shalt make an end of dealing treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee. So your job, like the brothers are saying, you went out there to conquer the world, did your thing, and now was your time to go down there. And you have no use now. You done made it to now. Look, 15 years ago, all this bullshit talking wouldn't have happened. Y'all would have found an excuse to go bomb a motherfucker. America's gotten weak. It's time to go, man.
Yeah.
All right, y'all too scared to go and fuck some shit up. Y'all wouldn't let the little Philippines talk to y'all like this 20 years ago. Dirty would have been in the dirt. Right?
Dirty.
Little ass Philippines talking shit to people in America, man.
Right.
This man, also, they wouldn't even did it 20 years ago.
No.
They said, who can make war with the beast? They would have been too scared.
That's right.
But now they doing what? They saying they
So let the
strong.
weak say I'm strong.
And not only are they
I
strong
get
too,
that.
and Isaiah says they see that how weak you become.
That's it.
They see that you're decaying. All right, America's fucking through.
See, the thing is that America used to roll through with the 38. All right, and a pistol whip everybody. All right, put the gun in your face, make you hold your hands up, go through your pockets, and then pop you, swell and bust your shit all up. But now he rolling up, and everybody else got a 38 too.
That's right. I got you.
See, and now he getting clunked on the head, getting kicked in the ass, told to get up the street, get up the block. Nigga. I see he don't like it. Go ahead,
I
bro.
got you. This is Joel 3:9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come out. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I'm strong. Assemble yourselves. And you see now you got these little Dutertes. They can come, this little small island can come against a major superpower now with words and rhetoric. Back, like you said, back in the days would never happen. The weaker now are being backed up by other strong players. And now they're having about, I got a nuke, I got a gun, I got a weapon. All right. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together around about. Thither cause the mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. So this is the ultimate end game of the Lord, is to let Esau continue to stir up the pot, piss off all these nations. These nations make their coalitions, their allies, just to have World War III. It's coming. And it's coming very soon.
This is Romans 11:9. And David said, let their table be made a snare and a trap and a stumbling block and a recompense.
Payback.
And a recompense unto them. So, everybody can stub their toe against the corner of the you about to stub your shit on the rock. All right? And you're going to let them stub your other foot on another rock. All right? It's just going to be non-stop stumbling and stubbing. All right? Pain is non-stop.
Stubborn and stumble.
Mhm. Trapped in a snare, man. You setting all these traps, and what you don't realize is you trapping yourself.
This I got a scripture. This is Psalms 12 and 5. For the oppression of the poor, for the sign of the needy. Now will I arise, says Yahweh. I will set him in safety from him that puffeth at him.
And people,
Go ahead.
it's a lot.
No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, people are really seeing them for what they really are. That's why, the Miscarites down in Mexico are mistreating Edomites in Mexico now. Right? And guess what? It's just not going to be Mexico. It's going to be all of South America. Argentina is full of little hats and Germans, and Edomites from other places. What's it? Argentina, Chile.
Mhm.
There's a lot of them live down there, live deliciously. All right, but when you all them beach houses and them little, all the high-rise buildings on the ocean front, right? But when you see all the little shanty tin can towns, all in the
favelas,
right? Those are the favelas. Those are the hood, man.
That ain't none of the bullshit.
So and those are the ones that go and clean your fancy houses and your vacation home. And them same people are gonna be the ones that's washing their feet in your blood, and dashing your little ones against the stones, man. It's coming.
That's the Aimal,
Right.
the one in all the wicked should be on one, and the word wicked goes to Aimal. The laborers, they're gonna rise up against you, Esau.
Mhm. They mad, man. And you basically, so it's not only the little hats have turned, but basically the whole world is against them. The whole world is against America as well, and the world is looking sideways at Edomites in general.
That's right.
The rest of the world is actually looking. They these Edomites are so proud and bold here in America. And one thing, your numbers not here as great as you think. You didn't fabricate your numbers.
Wow.
Not Chris getting to sit down.
Right, that's for track 2. But it was on time because I said they're about to get fucked up.
You gotta laugh to keep them crying.
Chris invaded our sit
The
down.
Lord gonna bring, he gonna come back with his foot in the ass with style too.
Hey, well, technically, kiss, that song means in Hebrew, he breaks since it's to be equipped and arm yourself. So we're talking about the Lord is about to arm these other nations against Esau, Edom. All right, the Lord's going to kiss your ass with these missiles. All right, it's a missile. It's a missile.
I understood what you meant, brother.
Hell no.
I ain't worried about y'all.
Hell no. I'm trying to speak Spanish. Hell no.
With a missile,
Kick
goddammit.
your ass.
Kick your ass in the
Get worse.
Chicago wanted me to read this again. So this is Psalms 12 and 5. For the oppression of the poor, for the sign of the needy, now will I arise, says Yahweh. I will set him in safety.
It said for the oppression of the poor. That's talking about the Israelites. Right? And guess what? The Lord is doing that now through what? Us people.
Yeah.
Now we're calling out this wickedness.
Right, and how
This is
and,
the Lord of his people helping them.
and how are the little hats being oppressed? How, who, and where? You can't even speak about that without getting canceled.
Yeah.
Without especially if you are actually in a position where you making some money, you making some coin, and you say something, and it don't have to be derogatory.
That's right.
You could just be calling, right from wrong, or just say that what, I don't agree with that. I think that shit is wrong, and that's enough to get you canceled. Where they could take away your ability to support yourself and support your family. And don't the scripture say that he that take of a man's wages murdereth him or something to that effect?
Yep.
All right, so that's a
He's a
and for what?
Yeah.
For telling the truth about you? All right? That you run and control everything? That you got everybody working for you? you getting all these subsidies and tax money and and your people are living fat off shit on stolen land.
Man, that's exactly what he's doing. Everything, all roads lead to MOTV.
Yeah, and that's what he wants to set that up.
He's about to defraud the whole world of their own existence. And say, if you want to motherfucking eat, you gotta come to me. That's what's all been happening, man.
Well, it's Egypt again with when the money failed in Egypt.
They said we ain't got nothing to sell ourselves.
Yeah,
they sold themselves.
And it's all manufactured, because hey, this is because the scripture says that going back in the day, when the Lord said the day will come when your enemies shall set a trench about you. What's happening is a digital trench is being. That's why it's called blockchain. It's a digital trench that's being set. This is digital warfare now. You haven't had that fruit, Noel Ferrari, Noval Harari, the I guess Carl Schwab's butt buddy. Yeah. He was basically saying the tyrants of the past, they didn't have the tools that we have now. So now it's digital,
Blockchain.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Bring it out, brother.
Mark 34:21. The bread of the needy is their life.
Perfect, man.
He that defrauds him thereof is a man of blood. He that takes away his neighbor.
Esau's a man of blood, man. He's telling you you can't live without me. He's about to tip, and he's telling you that.
You can't go to work. Yep. Look, looks like your digital social credit score is down, brother. Yeah, I don't think you got to go to work today. Right, but you can't go to work. You can't make your wages for the day. Now that's putting you behind on everything. Why? Because he's made you an offender for a word. Finish that, Shimon.
Yep. It's verse 22. It says, "He that takes away his neighbor's living slays him, and he that defrauds the labor of his hire is a bloodshedder."
Yeah, you're a fucking bloodshedder, man.
The pen is mightier than the sword. That's what they say. He's killed more people with legislation than he has actually.
Yeah,
he did a lot of the sword too.
Yeah, he did a lot of the sword.
He used the pen to use his sword.
That's right. Because I would say this is not. They
kind of go.
They work in hand. Yeah.
Every district by law.
Yeah. But his policy and craft. That's right.
Yeah, because every heinous act started with a pen. I watched a short video, a little cartoon, demonic looking video about the Pope. Over in Italy. Not in Italy, but in Spain. When he wrote all those documents that allow Esau to come over to the Americas and go to wherever they went to. Basically, the whole discovery thing. Anything you find, the whole manifest destiny.
Yes, sir.
And we keep telling you that manifest destiny has a part 2. All right, it's a part 2 to manifest destiny, and it doesn't benefit the first benefactors of manifest destiny. The second part 2 does not benefit them at all.
That's right.
All right, and I personally believe that that's why they stalled, to do certain things, because they were trying to offset prophecy, but the Lord is putting the spirit on them to move forward. They can't help themselves. The Lord is making them do this.
Put hooks in their jaws.
Because they've been, all the time. Because I noticed that when they, they would give me problems on sharing videos, and they would give me problems on posting videos, especially some of the titles that I use in that Critical Race channel. Because I go like stupid hard on that channel. That's what that channel is, Critical Race, right? So I don't hold back punches. I'm like, fuck it. If I lose the channel, I lose the channel. But I really go at their ass, and they don't even bother it. They used to really, bother. Or when I try to repost videos, it wouldn't allow me to do it. We need a picture ID and all this other bullshit. Now I just repost and repost and repost and repost, because Esau's just tired, and he's tired of fighting us as well. His truth has been a thorn in his. So bravo to all you Akim out there. We've worn him out, man.
That's your ID right there.
We've worn him
that
out.
Nigga put it on your neck. You see that shit right there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that sword is getting heavy in this.
Right. This is Isaiah. Have you got any more on that? Okay, this is Isaiah 32, starting 5:7. The vile person shall be no more called liberal, nor the cherub said to be bountiful. For the vile person will speak villainy, and his heart will work iniquity to practice hypocrisy, and to utter error
So that's happening right now.
Exactly.
When Trump was running, that agenda, Agenda 25, whatever the fuck the agenda's called, whatever. Wait, Project what?
Project 25.
So Project 25. He said, no, I'm not with that. I don't know nothing about it. I'm against it. Fast forward to now, this past week, it's clear that that's what he's doing. He's following Project 25.
Right.
So now he's showing his horns. They're not trying to be nice no more. They showing this what we on. We finna come to these cities. We're gonna bring the troops. That nigga Trump said we're gonna use these cities as a test ground. As a
test
training.
ground.
Yeah.
For the military.
Use these cities for training.
Yep.
They finna send the troops in, and you niggas are gonna be target practice, man.
That's it. It's
And it's beautiful, man.
Okay.
And that South Shore Drive was a training ground. Black troops. You know what I mean? That
repelling down.
repelling down
And a
that's not
false
regular
report.
people. Yeah,
Because once again, Trinde or what they call Trinde Arego Trinde Agra is not operating in Chicago.
right.
All right, you got well-established street gangs here. Ain't enough Venezuelans here to pull that shit off.
Well, you know what? The funny thing is, a report came out on that whole thing. The company that owned that building were in foreclosure, and Wells Fargo, which is in bed with the government, had them go and set them up to clear that out.
Well, that makes sense because remember they were talking about offering people and property owners money to house them.
Yeah.
So they housed those people. And once again, all the people was doing was hustling, going to work every day, riding them damn bikes and doing deliveries. Because they really couldn't get no other jobs. They weren't fucking with nobody, man. All right, and then a lot of them they sit up and was smoking weed and kicking it with Judah.
That's it.
All right, something Judah in the mix with them.
Playing softball,
right? They hanging out. You'll see some of the Venezuelan dudes with nigga women, and you see Venezuelan women. Yeah, man. So they done intermingled, man. They ain't wasn't fucking with nobody, and they definitely weren't doing no gang shit, man.
Right.
So what you think them Lakeside folks was over there, man? They too well established, and they ain't going across the tracks in the Terrortown. What you talking about? Nigga, it's called Terrortown for a fucking reason, man.
Esau is hunting these people. It's a hunter.
So yeah, man. So all those reports are lies. Lies, man. False reports.
They had false so-called black men set up to do that shit too. That one they talk about all year, but they take it up. Man, you lying. Y'all lying on each other, lying and helping with this devil. You join in like the scripture says. And Matad, that's how it's gonna be so easy. They offering $50,000 for you to join ICE. A nigga turn you in for a snicker.
Shit, free.
That's it.
I guess he broke the Superman acting. Maybe showing shit. He ain't came.
Going to age, they lowered the age down to 18 too. So a motherfucker 18 years old with a $50,000 sign on it.
It's cheap. And this is a major sign that the Lord is coming back because the scripture says when the enemy come in like a flood, the Lord is going to lift up that standard, man. See, what's happening right now is the birth of a nation, man. Scripture says, shall a nation be born in one day? What happens when before the baby comes? Water breaks. No, you got
Facebook thing.
Well, you got the contractions.
Play this.
You got the contractions. You got the birth pains leading up all the way, like the brother said, the water breaking. That's what these armies are like, man. Scripture talk about the swelling of Jordan. You're seeing these armies swell. Scripture says, the wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, man.
God. And let me just make a statement to back you up, brother. A lot of that water and that dam breaking and everything exploding on too is the truth coming out about them.
Yeah,
They're because because everybody got feeds and information can be shared faster than they can put it out. Even when they got the rooms full of computers putting up fake memes and fake, when they just pumping out false information to control their narrative. People can share because what's happening is that people are on the ground in the places where they're making these lies about.
Right.
Like when they said the Venezuelan gangs were taking over there in their O Block. Right. And then literally within 10 minutes, O Block niggas was out there with their phones up, nigga. Ain't nobody
Everybody
doing
over
shit over
here.
here.
Lying mother-
This our shit, nigga.
Back to the drawing.
Yeah, so them old block niggas is like, nah, man, ain't no Venezuelans running around here.
Right.
You know, it's like, nah.
It's all lies.
So it was all Edomite lies, man, trying to stir up this hate, this division. And then, like you said, you always got a cooler like there's one aside, because I done seen these coon ass dreadhead niggas with ice rolling up on the Northern Kingdom.
Slamming their ass.
All right.
And they got that, and they got you know, they got a vendetta, because for years, nigga, you leave out 26 in California, you better run, nigga. Run, nigga. Like it's been for years the Northern Kingdom been doing that shit to the Southern Kingdom, man. So they got that, you know.
Your ass got that county, boy. You gotta get out of there.
Get out there at midnight. And them motherfuckers around there know. Yeah. The motherfuckers they let them out, they let them out at midnight. So what not they 12:01. They gonna let you out 12:01.
So Jake was like, where the fuck do I sign that, nigga? Like, but it's that old hatred though. It's
that Conan, like off that movie Queen and Slim at the end, that nigga sold them out for only $500,000.
Yeah, but that's what I said. No, like I said, that right there is good. And they'll hold you to 12:01. So because they get the whole funding for that whole day. Yeah. Then they cut your ass off, so they don't have to house you anymore. They got to feed you, they got to do any of that, but they got the funding because you was there to 12:01. So they cut your ass out in the middle of midnight. So I got verse 7 on what I was reading. This is Isaiah 32:7. The instruments also of the curl are evil. He devises wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words, even when the needy speaketh right. So we sitting up here, what we doing? We offended you because we tell you the truth?
Well, but you know, when we tell the truth, we tell it so harshly.
right.
So, but you know, but you know, the hell, we don't, because I actually intensely want to hurt your feelings.
That's it.
All right, I really do at this point.
I love it.
You know,
Go ahead and play this video.
Barbecue shop, both of them, because like what you know, it was just when they said that Esau would be found out, man. The truth, you know, the truth would come out. He will be exposed. Somebody made Esau bare and then play that video. Play the first one about about Uncle Charlie. You know.
You ain't gotta cut it off.
This is Jeremiah 49.
You ain't gotta cut it off.
You
You got to speak it.
Oh, they said, Jeremiah 49:10. But I have made Esau bare.
Cut it off. You read it, bro.
But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not.
So he's been exposed. So with that in mind, let's take a listen to what this Edomite woman has to say about the whole. Well, let's let her tell it for yourself, man. Esau is done. It's over, man.
Right.
It's done. He can't fake him. He can't fake these psyops, these so-called killings and murders, and these. He just getting caught up. Go ahead, play it, brother.
Obey don't want to play Andrew.
That's Benji, of course.
Had no colonies report, no church funeral, no burial site.
Take it back a little bit.
Why has no official?
Yeah, that video kind of low. You might want
Yeah, go ahead and turn that fan down.
Charlie Kirk had no colonies report, no church funeral, no burial.
This was heavy.
Don't worry about it. You know he told you.
Go ahead, brother. You thought it would be louder, but video just low.
So let me get this straight. Charlie Kirk had no coroner's report, no church funeral, no burial site or grave, no official death certificate. Why has no official autopsy been conducted, nor any findings released? No ballistics report, not a single eyewitness on the record, and an award-winning
Pause it
winner
right
already
there.
taking
When they said no single eyewitness on the record, it showed you, what was it, like 4,000 people in the crowd?
Exactly.
So you died in front of 4,000 people, and not one person saw what happened.
Damn.
All right? That's like somebody died right here in the middle of this room. I don't know. Nobody saw nothing. But go ahead.
Why was the entire crime scene destroyed within hours, erasing vital evidence? They tore down everything, including the Dairy Queen. Why were there no paramedics on the scene? Why was Charlie Kirk's body removed and illegally flown out on Air Force Two? Why did Donald Trump pardon a Navy SEAL killer whose shadow looms over this case? Why was the stadium mysteriously booked by Turning Point 4 months before his death? How was a massive high-tech stadium memorial produced in only 11 days? Why do multiple women publicly appear as Erica Kirk, raising questions of identity? Why are there no birth certificates for their children? No names revealed, no faces ever shown. Where is a video of Charlie playing with his kids at a birthday party, or picnic, or any other family setting? Why do Freemasonic and satanic symbols surround this tragedy with chilling precision? Interesting that the gun was found on property owned by Palantir. Isn't it interesting Kash Patel fired many of the heads of the FBI in that area days before the shooting? Do you find it interesting that Charlie sold his house 8 months ago for $5 million? If the father of your 2 young children was just brutally murdered for the world to see days ago, do you leave them home with the nanny while you go on podcasts grinning from ear to ear? Is it not curious that a 17-year-old first-time Donald Trump beauty pageant contestant won, and now Trump appointed a top attorney general woman who has no experience, who is also in his beauty pageant? This is only a fraction of the clues and evidence on this side.
Oh,
For those of you brave enough to look at the evidence while removing the preconceived emotions, the conclusion is undeniable.
Right, quiet on the set. Roll sound.
Right. That's it, brother. But basically, he said, you know how they do with the, you people in theater?
Right.
Quiet on the set.
Right.
It was all a fucking lie. It was all staged.
Action.
The man may not even really be dead, man.
That's
Who
right,
the
brother.
fuck knows? Or they really did kill him, but they hid everything. All right, no autopsy, no death report, no coroner's report, no picture, no images of him playing with his kids on birthday parties, no nothing, no memorial. His wife, husband just died, and 2 days later, you out. Yeah, you out on podcast, grinning from ear to ear. Your husband literally just got his, well, kind of sort of his neck blown out. And that sound wrong.
Yeah,
but nevertheless, exactly, man. Esau is full of shit, man. Nothing adds up. As a matter of fact, now that with all the evidence and everything that's coming out, this was sloppier than 9/11. And 9/11 is sloppy as fuck, man. Okay, now let's play the next one, man. Barbecue shop. Matter of fact, you can read Salaki. I was gonna have Shema read Jeremiah 49, and you read 7. Read 10 now. Oh, okay.
Jeremiah 49 and 10. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not.
He's exposed, man. All right, go ahead, St. Benjamin. We can hold Obadiah.
Sometimes the news stories that make the least sense on the surface start to make perfect sense once you follow the money. Let's take Chicago's South Shore apartment raid, right? 37 arrests, broken doors, terrified families, and what looks like a whole lot of damage control disguised as law enforcement. See, the building at 7500 South Shore Drive didn't belong to some cartel or gang. It's owned by a Wisconsin investor named Trinity Flood, who bought the property along with 2 others on Clyde and Chapel back in 2020 for about $18 million. Since then, the portfolio's fallen apart, right? Tenants have reported dark stairwells, broken elevators, gas leaks, missing fire extinguishers, the kinds of things that scream neglect, not management. So the city sued her LLC over life safety violations. Utilities went unpaid, and by mid-2025, Wells Fargo had filed a $27 billion foreclosure against the properties, calling the buildings unsecured and saying management lost control. Then, 2 weeks after city inspectors visited the property, the Fed showed up. ICE, Border Patrol, ATF, FBI, helicopters, flashbangs, doors blown off their hinges, residents, including U.S. citizens, dragged from beds, some reportedly unclothed, right? 37 people were arrested. Federal officials called it a gang operation targeting Venezuelan migrants. But what's interesting isn't just who was arrested, it's what happened next. So within 48 hours of that raid, movers were already on site clearing out apartments. A judge, meanwhile, was weighing whether to hand control of the building to a court-appointed receiver. See, the motion came from Wells Fargo the same bank suing the owner. In other words, the building was collapsing financially. Then the raid happened, and the timing couldn't have been better for the people trying to take possession. See, now no one's saying the raid was planned to help anyone, right? But facts matter, and the facts line up in a way that raises real questions. Because sometimes it's not about who got arrested, it's about who benefited. And in this case, the destruction of property deep in foreclosure may have made one thing a whole lot easier, turning over control to someone else. So if you follow the timeline, you follow the filings, and you remember when power, property, and law enforcement line up perfectly, it's usually not by accident.
Wow. So that makes me think about the same thing when you think about the 200 plus towns that they destroyed and how they took over all the properties because the law, the action from the law enforcement and from the civil side of it all had to line up because they had to, because, you know, think about it, man. You know, you had houses, you had bank accounts, buildings, properties, cars, all that stuff, all this documentation. So everyone was involved in it, man. So Esau's just a slimy piece of shit, man.
Right.
Could you read that Obadiah 1:6?
This is Obadiah 1:6. How were the things of Esau searched out? How were his hidden things sought up?
Why? Through these scriptures, man. That's how. Right? You can go on down to the to like 16, no, like 13 through the end. We're gonna wrap it up because this is Obadiah is basically the book that tells you the end of Esau Edom. All right, and that's exactly what we're about to experience. We're about to witness. We're witnessing the downfall of Esau Edom. Man. All right, and it's a beautiful thing.
Esau never predicted that the guys from the ghetto ever learned this. But it was the most high plan. None of us went to school or none of that. We know exactly what the fuck he's doing.
Out of the mouth of babes. That shows the might of the Lord. You got the
You know, like the foolish things confound the wise. You know, so the foolish things of the world, we'll be considered as foolish people to these people. And we confound in the wise. Right, yeah.
You got the precept that
Obadiah 1:13.
Well, let him read that one first. Go ahead, Pops.
Okay, this is Micah 5:12. And I will cut off witchcraft out of thy hand, and thou shalt no more have soothsaying. So these men and what they think is going to happen and all that kind of stuff, they done pump themselves up, but it's falling apart.
Yeah, and them left hand side demons ain't working for them.
Exactly.
You know, they've been cut off the same way the Lord cut off Saul. Right. You know, he was like, the Lord don't talk to me no more. I don't know what's going on.
That's right.
You know, he's like, well, nigga, because he done with you.
That's right. So what says Elisha was that Elijah says he speaketh of the things that are in the bedchamber. And how's it says?
I don't know, brother. Obadiah 1:13.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead, brother.
It says, thou shouldest not have entered into the gate of my people in the day of their calamity.
Right.
Yea, thou shouldest not have looked on their affliction in the day of their calamity, nor have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity.
So you took our shit then, you still taking it now.
Neither shouldest thou have stood in the crossway to cut off those of his that did escape, neither shouldest thou have delivered up those of his that did remain in the day of distress.
Yeah, some of you probably is them same Ice Ages today with them niggas, them red ass niggas that doing that shit. Read.
For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee.
See, because the Lord is weak. The Lord's going to, it's all going to be done unto you, and it's going to be done double. See, all the wickedness that you've done unto it, minus the gay shit.
Yeah,
it's going to be done unto you double, man.
Yeah.
Read.
Lord set your ass up. Set
Terribly.
Man. He allowed you to add sin, fill your measure, so it could be justified.
Right? So he's going to punch you in the mouth and knock each one of your teeth out one by one. Ooh. You got to take all the mouth shots. Wow.
It says, thy reward shall return upon mine own head, for as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yea, they shall drink and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been.
Man, so all you heathen about to get y'all pockets right. All right? Run that. You gonna get Debo.
Yeah.
What you got on our drink, homie?
Hey, what the scripture says that we gonna spend their wealth riotously.
Yeah. So now y'all gonna be the new niggas picking cotton, and you Edomites say gonna farewell picking all that cotton.
They don't like that labor. They don't like real labor.
All right.
That cockle has some big ass thorns.
Okay. Yeah.
It's gonna be even bigger than the kingdom.
Go ahead, brother.
Verse 17, but upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance,
Right.
and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possession.
Ooh, so the government of Israel, man, it's gonna be the deliverance, man. That new government, Zion. All right. Remember, the Lord is setting up the kingdom of heaven here on earth. All right. That's what the Bible says. Fuck what your church said, with your lying ass preacher. All right, who got that piece of paper from that lying ass Edomite institution?
That's it.
Go ahead.
And the house of Jacob shall be a flame, and the house of Joseph, the house of Jacob should be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame.
So the 12 tribes back together, northern and southern kingdom. All right, the breaches closed up. Read.
And the house of Esau for stubble,
Mm-hmm.
and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord has spoken.
Man, you're gonna be catching more punches than a puncher bag. It's gonna be brutal, man.
All the other nations gonna know it was you that they followed. They gonna hate your ass.
They gonna hate you because they gonna blame you for their condition.
That's it.
All right, and guess what? I'm gonna be inciting that shit.
It's your fault.
Right. I'm gonna be constantly telling Ishmael and Ham, you know, y'all suffer because of him.
Oh, instigate this.
Yeah.
hey. What they used to do? Hey, when I was in school and you wanted to start a fight, hey, knock that off your shoulder.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah. He gonna get it bad. Man.
Absolutely.
He gonna get it bad, man. But with that, we're gonna give all praises, all honor, and glory unto double honors to the apostles and elders. Double honors to the elder bishops. All right, and above the ball.
Turn those machines off.
We was getting ready to get started, so I didn't say